man, but like you were saying, we didn't realize until we got to college that there are so many political issues and situations. Cause you know what I'm saying, when I went to Central Missouri State, I didn't go and play ball until I played. I walked on spring ball. I walked on, and after about the fourth week of spring ball, it was they did the old lay on your back drill and get up when the whistle blow.
Right.
This week I happened to be lined up
Jeff Wright,
who ended up being drafted by the Bills. So he in the senior year, I'm a sophomore, and we go at it, and wow, they stopped practice for a minute. They're like, cause the coach's like, what is this? Come on, Wright. Why you letting this look? Cause again, I ain't number 6 feet. I wasn't no big cat, but it was the heart. Like, so they ended up, do it again, right? Again, run them over this time. Wow. Up on the hill was the D-backs. All of a sudden, I hear, view time. Go ahead, Parker. It's Bruce. Now you know my heart getting big. It's Bruce Randall yelling my name out. Then you got Mark Peoples. You got it's like, oh, it's view time. Now we got to represent. Man, he made us do that 3 times.
Jeff Wright.
I run the ball, and I stopped him. Then he said, all right, we're going to switch it up. I ran the ball and was moving them. All of a sudden, you hear Coach Nolan at the time, who's the head coach. What the hell is going on? Who's this kid? It is Parker, sir. He's him just going at it. Yeah, this guy's a walk-on. What are you doing? And they stopped practice. In fact, went on back, we worked out our positional pieces. So the next, you know how it go, the next couple of weeks, then you got money time. All of a sudden, the last week, the defensive end coach is talking about, yeah, Parker, we're gonna have you work out with the tight ends a little bit and get some catching in. I'm like, okay. So I go and I'm catching the ball with him. Ain't no, not all this time, Chuck. I'm finishing second on the depth chart for DNs behind
Jeff.
I'm getting sacks and tackles. So it come money time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this money. We're gonna do this thing. Money game comes. I don't play a lick. I go back to the locker room. 2 of the guys who have been called down by the defensive end coach as recruits came to me and said, see, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're not supposed to start as sophomores and freshmen. That's only for the upper. We're going to get our chance. I'm like, wait, hold on. I ain't never played on sport and didn't start, dog. I don't know how to do.
That's the problem. That
and
was
I was
the
like,
problem.
okay. And then we get up in the Coach Nolan's office. He's talking about, Cease, what happened? I said, huh? You fell off the chart. You didn't get nothing this week. What happened? I said, well, you might want to ask your defensive end coach why he moved me to tight end. He was like, what? I said, yeah, I'm with the tight ends been practicing all this week. Well, you know, that this was the time to get your money and get this and this. I mean, I might be able to put you on the practice squad. I'm looking like, yeah, okay, so I bet. Okay, coach, thank you. I understand. What he didn't know was I was shaking his hand, hello, and thank you, and goodbye at the same time, because no, bro, I ain't finna be on nobody practice squad. Okay, I went over to the weight room, signed in, got my weight book, signed out, took my weightlifting book, and went to the crib. I'm like, no, that ain't the way it goes. But again,
at that point, it becomes mental, and so you deal with it as much as you can. Then you like, okay, man, I know I'm better than him. I know I'm better than him. I'm way better than him. But it's about levels. Once again, we back at levels. So here you are as a freshman, and then you trying to get to the next level quicker than what you think you should. You know, but you should be up on the 2 levels up at least.
Yeah.
But coach's mind is not like that. They need to get their sophomores and juniors and their seniors looked at before you.
Yeah, and like I say, you being the walk on, I mean that really was like, whoa, wait a minute, you why we didn't pick you, and you can walk on and be like this? No, I'm like, it was cool because I learned in my head the politics, but again, that other part of, because from the view, the other part is what? Hey, I was there. Y'all know I know I can do college ball. It ain't even no biggie. So
Right.
it was
Right.
I was able to say, I bet I've done it on this level now. Let me go on to the next. As soon as I did that, the next thing was I got introduced to the video production piece.
Right.
And if I was playing ball, I'd have never had time to hang out with the cats I was hanging with to find out, hey, I think you can get this job. So again, like I say, that's why one of the things I like to show on here is how people take what we consider a no, or we consider a release from something, and find the true passion in the next move.
Right.
You know, like I say, just because you've been denied does not, I mean, delay is not denial. Just because you get this door closed, another door opens, but it's on us to keep moving forward to see what's next.
Right. And as an African American, black, colored person, however you want to call it, when you learn that at an early age and you see the examples that's in front of you, to where you can know, okay, if they do it, I can do it. And so, okay, right, this door might have shut, might not been, even though you wanted to open, but it might not been for you to open. You know, like I said, I always had dreams and aspirations to make it to the professional level. Now that I look back, okay, because you see a lot of kids now that's been through that, been on that level, and they got body problems, mental problems, or pocket problems. A lot of them broke.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, just to say it, you got to that level, that's one thing, but in order to be consistent at that level, that's what made it even harder. And the competition at that time, during that 90s, early 90s, and late 80s going into the 90s, it was, you know, it was rough. It was really rough, especially for colored men that looked like me and you in the color. And because you wasn't supposed to be at that level anyway, first of all.
Right.
Because they at the time, society, we're going to call it society, didn't expect you to get to the college level because of the fact that of who you look like.
Yeah.
And again, that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother show.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But like I said, I mean, with you, I mean, and it was so crazy because, like I said, with you down in Northwest, Chris down in Northeast, I'm at Central Missouri State. I mean, and like I say, you know as well as I do. We're gonna put out that well as I do.
Don't forget, Chuck was at Lincoln.
Pete was at Lincoln.
Lewis Thomas was up in Northwest with me
before
he moved down to Mizzou. So, you know, we had quite a few cats that moved on to the next level.
Yep. And like you said, but again, my thing was, like I said, and it was funny because again, I don't know if I ever told you the story, but Chris know the story. I got letters and stuff from Alcorn State. Alcorn State wanted me like a champ, and I was set to go. I messed out, had to send them a demo tape. So now, I not realizing where I was going with the next generation, next of my life. I'm sitting at the house on a weekend with 3 VCRs, and I'm putting together my own demo reel. Cause you know I didn't trust Rogan then. Rogan Hoff, I didn't trust him with nothing. So I'm doing my own demo. I get my demo done. I got my reel ready. I take it to Greco. I say, Greg, this is the coach at Alcorn State. I need you to send this off to him. Yada yada yada. He said, okay, got you. Being Greco, rest in heaven, rest in peace. Him and Roganoff. I get a letter Christmas saying, well, we wish you the best on your choice. And thank you for letting Alcorn State entertain you being a part of our family. Merry Christmas. I'm like, what the heck? I called the coach and said, excuse me, coach, what's wrong? He said, we never got your tape and the deadline. You never got my tape. So now. Okay, so I'm going in the Greg office hot. Chris catches me at the door. He says, what's wrong? I said, they didn't send my tape off. I'm finna go ahead. He said, calm down, breathe, calm down. I like, no, man. He said, calm down. All right, I calm down. We go back in there. I say, Greg, I say, what happened? I said, I got a letter saying they didn't get my tape. What happened? Oh, I gave you tape to Rogenhoff. Chris, you good? I'm good, man. I'm good. I say, and I turned to Greco and I said, don't worry about it. I said, I appreciate you. I said, and when I see you in 4 years, when I graduate with my degree, I'm gonna come back and holler at you about this because you think you messed my stuff up, but it's all gravy. I'm getting my paper, and your boys ain't gonna get nan thing. So I holler back at you, Chris Mo. What you mean by that? Don't worry about it, bro. Let's go, man. I was hot for 4 years, Doc. I was hot. When we came back, I had my degree. I was like, come on, me and Chris got up in there, and we had heard about people leaving school early. We heard about all this. I'm like, I told him I was coming back with it. I told him. I said, I want to come and put in him and Rogan Hall's face. And Chris was like, why? What they gonna do? You know, and that's why me and him have always been tight, besides on football field, but after that, because that was the point in time where my I guess my ego really had me at a point where I just wanted to go in and cuss everybody out because I felt I had been done wrong.
Right.
But again, I can't be mad now because of the fact of if it wasn't for them jacking that up, I would have never got to Central Missouri State.
Right.
I still don't know how I got to Central Missouri State. I don't know, Chuck. I ain't found no paperwork or nothing. I don't know. But I ended up being there. And it's just crazy. So like I said, my thing to bring all that together is, like you said, playing ball where you were at, not deciding to go to the next piece. But like I said, having to come home and regroup. What helped you the most as far as getting out of your depression and moving forward to the next phase?
My faith. Excuse me. My faith. At the time, my faith really helped me get beyond that point, as far as knowing that I'm supposed to be on the next level, going to the next level. So my faith is what really did it. And then I had my son in 1992, so that kind of that also made me change a lot of things, how I looked at life from a whole different perspective, because I ended up being a single father. And I hadn't had him since he come up from the hospital, and right now he'd be 31 this year. So my faith in him is what really, really, really made me look at life differently. And then once you realize what happened, you just accept it and say, whatever, it is what it is. And just making sure that you get yourself together mentally, because, I mean, again, the mind is, as they say, the old saying is, the mind is everything away.
Yes, sir.
And the other one is, the mind ain't shit. It ain't. And the devil will come, steal, kill, and destroy you.
Yes, sir.
All in one motion, if you allow it. But at the end of the day, your faith is what keeps you together and what keeps you going. It keeps you motivated. So, you know, it's brought me through a lot of different ups and downs, especially I had quite a few downs. But to get me to this point, is everything is a life lesson learned, you know. And so where we at now as men, you know, we're in our 50s now. I know you 55 and I'm 52.
No, don't be telling a lie. Don't be telling a lie. No, sir. Don't be telling that lie. I got a birthday coming up, but I ain't gonna be 55.
No, I know you was the baby of the group. So, but no, man, where we are at 50, whatever, you know, it's a blessing to even get here, because you and I both know Keston behind us. This Kes in their 20s ain't gonna never see this.
Ain't gonna never see it.
You know, we done seen Kes go away. They come along with us. Some Kes didn't went away. They was in front of us. So you just have to take life for what it hands you and learn how to deal with it. You know, I play a lot of dominoes now, so dominoes is like life. You shuffling it up, pulling out 7 dominoes or 9 dominoes, and you don't know what you're about to turn over until you look at it. You're like, oh shit. And you just deal with what you got, you know. And that's basically how I look at life, like playing dominoes. Once you shuffle them up and pull them and look at them, you're like, oh, okay. And so now you're trying to figure out
how to make it work
in your favor. Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But again, life, you only got 2 choices.
That's it.
Yes or no, do or don't.
That's it.
That's it. Ain't no in between. Yeah, ain't no but. Playing ball, man, in the suburban North, it really helped me. It really, really, really molded me to do what I had to do, even in today's time, in today's lifestyle that I lead. It actually helped me as a young man become an older man now. So the things I learned playing in suburban North, playing ball in suburban North, I will always cherish it. I will always take it with me on a daily basis because it's part of the foundation, you know. So
and like you said, it's so crazy because I remember being 16 years old, getting a curfew ticket, and hearing somebody say, you know, y'all will be lucky to see 25,
right,
either alive or in jail. You'd be lucky if you ain't dead by 25. So you know,
right,
that's why I say when we had our first class reunion, boy, we was happy to see it because
right.
we made it past what they say. Like you said, now at 50 plus, dude, like I said, 50, when I turned 50, pandemic hit. So I ain't celebrating birthday. Next year, when that double nickel hit, bruh, I'm pulling out all. Look, we gonna kick it like it ain't never been kicked. Look, like your boy Mario Johnson say, boy, we gonna kick it like a Bruce Lee movie. But I mean, man, it's been such a pleasure, and for us, for me, myself, I can only speak for myself. When I see y'all, man, I see y'all. That smile that I get when I see y'all, it ain't because I'm just happy. No, I love y'all, man. I'm happy to see because,
I
like you
get you,
said,
Doc.
I know where we've been and the
Right.
trenches we've been in. I mean, man, do you remember? Now it was one time. Do you remember when we went to the soccer game? I remember between us, senior, between us and our class, we was tight. Soccer people, we was cool with, but we went to the soccer game at Riverview because Jay wanted to go over there. And for y'all don't know, Jay Kramer is the only white guy on our squad. He stayed with us for the whole run, and
Right.
he played live. So Jay
Right.
goes over to the soccer game. Me and Chris go over. You and Chuck come through because y'all just bored. We waiting for the activity bus to come. And the score, I don't know if they playing Pattonville or it was somebody they playing. And Jay is sitting like 3 rows in front of us, and these little cats from from the other school was around Jay, and somebody said something to him, and this they wanted to get with him. And I'm like, "You got a problem?" And Chuck's him up. Yeah, is there an issue? What does it got to do with you? That's our brother. You got a problem? And he's looking at that point in time. What was that, Webster or something that came out to where the white family had adopted the black boy, and that's why this is our family. We pulled it with Jay, and the white boy was like, "Wait, y'all brothers?" And Jay's like, "Yeah, they're my big brothers." But that was just the way a family was. That's how we looked
I
at it as
forgot
people,
about that damn
family.
story. I forgot about that story.
I mean, it's like that's what makes us made us family to me because I'm like, dude, we broke out. It didn't have to, but it was the fact that it's Jay. He out
Yeah.
regardless of where he our family regardless.
Yeah.
And I mean for us to come together like that, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm proud to
I
be a
mean,
part of.
for Jay Kramer, I mean, for him to stick it out, he could have easily went and played soccer with the rest of the white guys.
Yeah.
But he did what he loved and he stuck it out, and he became a starting guard. And so for him to stick it out like that, man, and you know, you have to go to bat for him because he went
Yeah.
to bat for us and overlook whatever he probably went through off the
Off the
field,
field. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, whatever it might have been. But I again, Riverview has had its bad history of
Yeah.
racism during the '70s and everything, and then the early part of the '80s. But once the mid '80s kicked in, it kind of fluctuated. Of course, well, we still had a high concentration of Caucasians, but we also had a high concentration of colored kids that came through there
Mm-hmm.
too. But for him to stick it out with us, man, you know, you that's our brother. And
Yeah.
you know, I would love to see him. I haven't seen him since we graduated, but I would love to see Jay and at least give him a big hug because he didn't have to stick it out with us.
Yeah.
He could have, like I said, he could have walked over there and got on the soccer field because he was a hell of a soccer player
He was
too.
talking.
Yeah, he was a hell of a soccer player. And so for him to stick it out and protect me from
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
from all defensive danger that was coming back, that was trying to get back there. Hey, my guy, you all right with
Yeah.
me?
But like I said, I mean, like I said, all in all, man, I mean, even like I say, even through college, even after college, I say, even when I pledged and being a part of the Masonic Order like yourself, there is something about saying view time that just oversees everything.
U-Town is a passionate, it's a word, it's two words that actually came up in '86. And I'm gonna spill it. They got it from U City.
All right. You done told it now.
So it actually came from U City, but they, of course, they got it from Bashan. V-Time. So
Okay.
But back in them days, man, that was basically the DNA of a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
First question, you meet somebody, first thing you ask, what school did you go to? Which is a St. Louis conversation. Because of the fact that once you say what school you went to, and you say you went to Riverview Central, Bashan, U City, Webster Grove, you went to one of them schools off the top, you went to Webster, either you live in Rock Hill, you live in Webster, or you part of DC. If you went to U City, of course you lived in U City. We thought they had a little money.
Mm-hmm.
You went to Hazelwood, oh y'all had money. You went to Riverview, oh okay, you had a little money. Depending on what side of the
side you was on.
So and McClure and all the above. So again, that there is always a regional thing. Now we were just speaking about that just the other day because somebody who don't live here always asks what they ask. Well, why do y'all do that? I said it's a placement thing. It's a conversation piece. It's because if you find out where you live, where they live, oh, I know so and so. Do you know so and so? Yeah, I know so. Oh, okay. It becomes a conversation piece. So it's a denominator in a big old fraction, really.
Right.
And so to do that, man, and be part of history for what Riverview represented during the '80s. I mean, hey, you can't beat that. We had some good players come through there, good athletes, female athletes.
Yeah.
And male athletes, white ones and black ones. We can't leave none of this out.
Right.
But the Suburban North as a whole was something to reckon with. And again, before we get off of here, whenever we're gonna get off here, I'm always say this. I was proud to be part of Suburban North and represent Suburban North to the fullest.
Yeah.
Because of what Suburban North did for me. It helped me, molded me, and turned me into who I am because of the competition level that you played at was always up here.
Up here, yes, sir.
I remember since I know our senior year when we went down to Normandy, and it was actually my birthday that we played Normandy on. We played Normandy at their house, and I know we was kind of flat by that time. I think it was like the 8th or 9th game of the season.
Yeah.
So at this time, we kind of looking for help from Pattonville or some other school to help us get back into the playoff race because Suburban North was so tough. You couldn't lose no more than 2 games.
That's it.
Then you had to be careful how and who you play your non-conference.
That's it.
Suburban North, folks, whoever listening, whoever athlete, Suburban North changed the way that the playoff system today is ran. It was changed because of Suburban North.
Yeah.
It was 10 teams total. You had Normandy, you had Ridner, you had Pattonville, McClure North, McClure South, McClure North and McClure, Hazelwood, East, Central, and West.
Yeah.
Us, and one more. I'm forgetting somebody. Norman. Did I say Norman? It was 10 of us.
Yeah. I think you said no.
It was 8 of us. I'm sorry, it was 8 of us. It was 8. It wasn't 9.
It was 9.
I forgot. But anyway,
it was 9.
Yeah. Without us, it was 8.
Right.
But with us, it was 9. So that made up a powerhouse for the whole state of Missouri. And so the way that the conference was set up, the top 5 in the conference was basically 600 and above.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't too many conferences that can boast that during those times. And so the conference itself was a historic conference because of the way that the caliber of ball that we had and we played. And we changed the way the conferences play ball now. Because it's been going through a revolving ever since the 80s.
Yeah.
So now they come up with this district stuff. And now, from what I'm finding out, they didn't actually broke up Suburban North.
Yeah. Because I mean, it has been true. I think when I want to say after we graduated in 90 after the championship, after Riverview won the championship in 90.
Yeah, after Christian won, after Chris Morton them won the 92 season, it really changed.
Right. Because he came all of a sudden, he popped up, and we was in class 6A.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Went to class 5A, then it dropped. So it was like they were just switching again, changing the rules to fit what they thought would be the best way. But again, like I said, that's why I tell people, I say the thing that they did as far as Riverview went, we were always told that we wasn't as smart as everybody. We were always told that we wasn't this, we wasn't that. If you ain't, why they talking about you?
Right.
That's how I tell the younger kids, like, if you ain't, why they talking about you? And man, it's so many, I run into so many kids over the past 5 years who went to Riverview. Right. And when they saw me in a hat or saw me in my hoodie or something, and they're like, you went to Riverview? I'm like, yeah. Oh man, I went there, yada, yada, yada. Wow. And I tell about, we got a picnic. You have a picnic? I didn't know about yada, yada, yada. Because the time changed. Like I said before, again, 90s, the end of the 90s to the 2000s, the kids changed. Everything seemed to be to where like, we don't care. Let's just do what we're gonna do.
But
and
society changed, so
right.
Things revolved. It's like when we were freshmen, rap was just coming in.
Yes, yes.
Well, it was. Well, let me say this: in the early '80s, it was starting to really form,
right,
and take its shape. And then we had alternative music. We had a lot of the Britain music that came in, and it was taking over. MTV kicked in when we were freshmen. Right. And so we started getting all this computers that kicked in when we was freshmen. I remember taking computer class at sophomore year. Yeah. And so all of this stuff in the 80s was starting to form into where we are today. And so to be a part of that, man, it was again, at that point it wasn't even about playing ball. It was just about being in society. And being part of society, right, and making sure that you learn and get something out of it. So when you get beyond to the next level, to where things gonna always revolve. I mean,
they're gonna change.
Look at it now. Yeah, right. Gas right now, damn near $3-something. When we come along, gas wasn't even $1. Right. You know, you can fill up your tank with $2. You can get $2. Y'all put quarters together. That's and y'all do it. Y'all put $2 together. Y'all had all night.
Yeah, ante up on gas, dog. Come on, ante up on gas.
And they come pick me up. You got some gas money? You got some gas money? You know, things revolve, man, and that's what life is all about. The thing is, you can't let life kick you in your ass either. So that's why you got to prepare yourself mentally and physically in order to prepare you to go out and face life. You know, because life will kick you in your ass.
Yeah, and like I say, I don't care what nobody says, man. They talked about us having the 9 buildings and this and this, but again, Riverview prepared us for college. You go away to college, you ain't in the same building.
The campus was set up like a college campus.
Like a college, yes, sir. Like I said, I mean, like I said, as we got older, I mean, going there, we were like, this is some bull, yeah. But as I got older, I'm like, ooh, we were being set up better than we thought to deal with whatever was coming our way.
All they needed was some dorms, and we'd have been on college campus. We were just as big as Flow Valley. So
yeah.
Go figure that.
All right, man. Look here. I got 3 quick questions. I'm gonna ask 3 questions. It's just off the dome. We're gonna just go and see how you respond. If you had the chance to do a romantic scene, who would you do it with?
Phyllis Hyman.
Ooh, that's my dog. That's my dog. Yeah, Phyllis is good on the list. I like that. Yeah, okay. Number 2, if you could go back in time and you could be the quarterback of a game, any game,